Hey, hello guys, and welcome to Soul Fuel. Today we're going to be talking about blind spot monitoring. Blind spot monitoring on a motorcycle, specifically the Innovv Third Eye product. Blind spot monitoring, is that a solution to a problem that doesn't exist? Do we really even need it? Is it a gimmick or is it a life-saving device? Let's talk about that next on Soul Fuel. Here's a quick look at some unboxing. Here's the front of the box and of a third eye system. Here's on the side, and it shows you the distances. You can pause on any of these to look at them. Here's some different attributes of the system. Here's the website where you can go to order the system directly. And here's a look inside the box at the indicators in the radar detector. Okay guys, here we are. This is the distance, 6 meters or 19 feet to do the blind spot monitoring. So when you're going down the road and another car approaches, in this instance the left side, when the radar system picks up at this distance right here, 19 feet or 6 meters, it'll indicate on your mirror, if that's where you have it mounted, on the units that'll flash. If you see here, and we look all the way down to the curb, that's 164 feet or 60 meters. That's the distance that it can pick up when a vehicle is approaching quickly, either directly behind you and indicate both flashing lights, or from the left or right side at a rapid speed, letting you know it's not safe, necessary to get over, and it can give you up to 3 seconds of warning ahead of time. So I'm going to walk down there and show you just how far away that is. Okay guys, there was too much wind noise, so I'm just going to talk over this part. Here I'm all the way back at 60 meters or 164 feet. This is to demonstrate how far away the radar can see as a car behind you is rapidly approaching. On this particular instance, from the left side of the bike, if it's at a fast enough speed, it'll light up the left indicator of the Innovv Third Eye, and you have about a 3-second warning before it's right alongside you in the blind spot area. So this is fantastic, because when we look in our mirror, sometimes we can't tell how fast cars are coming up, and this system can tell on the right side, the left side, and directly behind us up to this distance. Do you need it? Well, you can argue, do you need a windshield? Do you need anti-lock brakes? Do you need extra lights on the back in front of your bike? All those decisions are up to you, but they're a tool in your toolbox and they can help you. I think this is a system that can incredibly help someone, especially if you have potentially limited mobility in your neck, in your shoulders, in your hips, where it's a little harder to turn around or you can't completely turn to see the cars. Let's think about this just for a second. Typically in a car, when you're sitting in your seat, the blind spot is on the B and C pillar. The A pillar's by your windshield, the B pillar's at the back of your first door, your front door, and the C is at the back of the second door, or the back of the vehicle, okay? Those can create blind spots. Where's the blind spot here? Well, quite frankly, there isn't one. It's full open. And what we're taught is to turn our heads and look for the car. But we know when we turn our heads what's going to happen. We're not looking forward. We're not seeing what's ahead of us because we're looking back. This system can pick it up for us. We still need to look. But the truth is, as a lot of motorcycles riders get older and older, some of us start to lose some mobility. We lose mobility in our neck, moving back and forth, in our back and in our hips, turning and looking quickly. We may stiffen up and turn the steering column as we turn, which we shouldn't do. And This is a device that absolutely can assist in all that. Should we still look? Absolutely. Should we turn? Absolutely. Should we absolutely trust this no matter what? We should use it. It's just another tool in your tool bag. I think, we see these on cars all the time, but we know the cars coming on the sides are distracted. We know they're just doing crazy stuff all the time. This is a system that can help us to identify when they're coming up rapidly. When they're 2 or 3 lanes over and then they just pop over all of a sudden, we didn't even notice them, this is going to notice for us. So we can keep our eyes straight ahead and we can see these light up to let us know somebody's in our blind spot without even looking. That's absolutely fantastic. So again, let's take this guy out on the road and check it out and see how the system works. We're going to look into daylight here, and then we're going to look at dusk and see how it lights up when things start to darken up just a little bit. From the module, underneath the seat, through here, on the gold wing, I removed these side panels here. I had to remove the mirrors, and I removed inner panels up in here for access. I then used a fish line to grab the cables and then routed the cables up through here, all zip tied all the way through, inside the mirror casing above where it articulates back and forth so it doesn't get in the way. Underneath the mirror, had to remove the mirrors, zip tied it all, and then up into this location here, and then this location here, as well as the radar itself. And on the gold wing, I mounted it back here. Had to do a little hole there for the access for the cable. The adjustability, as you can see, is right here. It's supposed to be at 10 degrees plus or minus 2 degrees. We'll take it on the road in a minute and see how it looks in the daylight and in the dusk or evening, depending on how the weather's going to be today for me. Let me show you what it looks like when you first initialize it. You can see both lights blinking and the sound coming on. Let's take one more look at that. Off. On. Now it's very easy to hear the sound like this, but when you're on the road, I can't hear it at all. On the left one here, there is an indicator for sound where you can push and turn that on right there. That's off and then back on. But either way, on the road, I can't hear it, but it really lights up well, and we'll take a look at that in just a minute. Here we go. We got a guy come open on our left, and there's the light. Looking good. Got somebody coming out of the back. Let's see if they both flash. I don't think they're coming. Yep, there they go, both flashing. That's good. That was a good view of someone approaching from the back and them both flashing at you. Again, you can't hear the audible, or at least I can't, you know, when they're up to, here we got somebody on the left coming up. We have several people coming up. I'll slow down a little bit. That's really cool because I've never seen that on a motorcycle before, where you see it on cars when you pass them. but never on a motorcycle. So this is extremely nice. And so far, with me experimenting with it today, it's been 100% accurate. This product is called the Third Eye, and it is a blind spot detection system. It also warns you of people approaching quickly from behind with the double red lights flashing directly from behind you. It also will flash if, say, someone is coming up on my left side here, but they're coming at a high rate of speed, which wouldn't allow you to safely move over. Okay, so they're not in your blind spot yet, but they're coming quickly, so the system can pick that up and warn you. The product retails for $298. Depending on your motorcycle, you know, the install could take a few hours to several hours to do. I think if I had an adventure bike, I used to have BMW GS's, I could install this in no time flat. On the Goldwing, it's much more labor intensive, but boy, it's worth it. It's really worth it. The only thing I would probably change on this system is the wires themselves that go to these units here are so thin. I'm a little concerned about if they would possibly pinch, although I've, you know, taken a lot of care to wire them and zip strip them and give them slack so they don't pinch, and also potential exposed to weather. Now on this machine, they're under plastic, so there's going to be little exposure at all, but on something like an adventure bike, they may have quite a bit of exposure to weather and dirt and mud and all kinds of stuff. So I would be concerned about that. So I would like to see them double up the insulation on the wires. I think you know, it would add almost no money to the cost, and it would just make it much more durable potentially. If we can get this to pick up on the highway, good. I'm sure it will, but just to test it for you guys. We are in Daphne, Fairhope, Alabama. We're actually in Spanish Fort right now, right next to it. Going to get on I-10, heading towards east, towards Pensacola. Guy coming up. There he is. Very good. Let's get the windshield up a little better here. There's another one. They're just starting to build these into some, just a very few motorcycles, but this is an excellent system as an aftermarket system to put on your bike. Just a great peace of mind. Potentially if you have you know, kind of a stiff neck or a limited mobility or just getting older, it really wouldn't matter how old you are. It's great technology, but especially for people who have maybe a bigger motorcycle and maybe they tend to be a little distracted, this could really help you out. I like them right outside of the mirror, the closest to me, because I can see that easier than looking down at the mirror specific, and it doesn't take up any real estate on my mirror, potentially blocking something. Yeah, what's nice is you don't even realize it's there until it lights up. The radar on the back, it's just, you don't even know it's there unless you're specifically trying to find it. And here we go again, it lighting up on the right side. And there's no lights of any kind on the unit facing you until someone's in your blind spot or approaching rapidly from the sides or approaching rapidly from the back. Now this guy's coming up fast. That's why it lit so far. He was quite a ways back, so he wasn't in my blind spot, but he was rapidly approaching. So the specs are actually in the manual, the little installation manual, and they're in the on the website. All right, guys. Well, this is an awesome system. Highly recommend it. What's more important than safety, right? And we know how many times we, even when we try to provide a good gap and lane position, and we're doing everything right, we can get folks in cars and trucks right on top of us, and we may not even see them coming. And this is a system that can alert us to that, alert us to the blind spots, alert us to rapidly approaching cars directly behind us or from either the right or left side, and let us know right away. Okay, here we go with the Innovv blind spot detection. We got a guy coming up on the left side here, and he's just out, and there it is. It's lit up red. That worked good. He was coming along pretty good. The audio you absolutely can't hear. You know, we're going at about 53 miles an hour right now, but you can clearly see the LED lights there. Let me get over here. The indicator that showed that somebody was going to pass in the left lane. I'm going to do another quick clip when it gets dusk, so you can see how it picks up as well. Let me go here past this guy. Now when you pass somebody, it's not going to light up, but now when I let off, now they're going to pass me. He's in my, there he goes, it's lit up, and he's passing me. So that works just perfect. See if I can get somebody on the right side here. Okay, we got a guy on the right, but he's pretty far back and he's not moving too quick. And there he is on the right side. All right, so that works fantastic. Here's the blind spot popping up on the left there. There's another one. That's a good look at it when you see the guys pass in the turn lane there. And it goes off. There comes the bus.